All right, we're live.
Okay. I'd like to call the meeting to order. It's 6:30. We'll start with a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So much better.
And Corey, I would like to start off with swearing you in as being reelected. So if you'll repeat after me. I, Corey Duclos, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of board member of the Board of Education at Hamilton Central School according to the best of my ability. Best of my ability. Best of my ability. That's it. Okay. And now we will start with new business for the 2021-22 school year. The first one on the agenda is 2.1, election of a board president. Motion to nominate, anybody would like to nominate anybody?
I would like to nominate Bill Jacobson as president of the Board of Education.
A second. All in favor?
Nobody wants to discuss.
Is there any discussion?
Is there any discussion?
Too late now.
Yeah. There you go.
You're good, all right,
Okay, election of the vice president, motion to nominate, anybody would like to nominate anybody?
I think I would like to nominate Jennifer Jones. As vice
A
president.
second.
Well, anybody, any discussion?
Jen, are you up for it? Corey, are you good with that?
Yes.
I am, yes. Travis?
Yes.
So,
All in favor?
aye.
Okay, now we're gonna swear in the president and vice president, and I'll start with you, Michelle. I, Michelle Jacobson,
I, Michelle Jacobson,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States of America
of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of office of president
of office of president
of the Board of Education
of the Board of Education
at Hamilton Central School
at Hamilton Central School
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Okay. And Jen, we'll start with you, or we'll go with you. I, Jennifer Jones,
I, Jennifer Jones,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
of America
of America
and Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of office
the duties of office
of Vice President of the Board of Education
of Vice President of the Board of Education
at Hamilton Central School
at Hamilton Central School
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Thank you. Now I will have you both sign. Okay, now the meeting is turned over to Mission.
Thank you, Debbie.
You're welcome.
Okay, we are now at 2.4. I need a motion to approve the appointment of Debbie Curley as the district clerk as recommended by the superintendent.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you, Becky.
All those in favor? I need a motion to approve the appointment of Deborah Welsh as the district treasurer to authorize the bonding of $275,000 as recommended by the superintendent.
I'll move. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? I need a motion to approve the appointment of Deborah Welsh as treasurer of the extracurricular accounts as recommended by the superintendent.
I'll move.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? I need a motion to approve the appointment of Heather Thomas and Mark Arquette, comptroller of the extracurricular accounts as recommended by the superintendent.
I'll move. I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? I need a motion to establish an audit committee.
I'll second.
Discussion?
Yeah, so we just approved the new audit committee policy. In it, it says, no later than July of each year, an audit committee shall be established by board resolution. The audit committee may consist of the Board of Education as a whole, which is what we've been doing, or a subcommittee of the Board of Education. I'm in favor of the Board of Education as a whole. You guys feel
I'm
the
good
same?
with that.
I'm good with that.
So Debbie and Michelle, do we need, the policy would read, we need to make a motion to choose that. So we need to amend that motion, or
You can do another motion, just say motion to establish the audit committee board as a whole. You can do that.
I move to establish an audit committee as the Board of Education as a whole.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And then we need to vote on the previous motion as well. Is it still open?
No, we just changed it. We just changed it to say as a whole. board
But
as
that was a
whole.
new motion.
Yeah, you said to make a new motion.
But we didn't even vote on the last motion, so we're just changing the motion to say it wasn't voted on.
So it was modifying the prior.
I need a motion to approve the appointment of Debbie Curley as tax collector, and to authorize the bonding of $275,000 as recommended by the superintendent.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. I need a motion to designate William Dazzler, the superintendent of schools, as the tax levying body, and shall designate that such delegation of authority is applicable only where the recommended refund or credit is $2,500 or less. Sorry,
I'll second.
sorry for getting messed up on the words. Any discussion? All those in favor? I need a motion to designate Mr. Matthew Crum, business manager, as law enforcement unit and chief emergency officer as recommended by the superintendent.
I'll move.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? I need a motion to designate Mr. Matthew Crum as the district-wide, and Mr. Kevin Ellis, Mr. Mark Arquette, and Ms. Heather Thomas as the building-wide DASA coordinators.
I'll move. I'll second.
Any discussion? the amount of $100 to be administered by Debbie Welsh as recommended by the superintendent.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? I need a motion to establish a petty cash fund in the amount of $75 to be administered by Andrea Cass, as recommended by the business manager and superintendent.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? A motion to designate Debbie Welsh, treasurer, as the official signer of the district checks, and in her absence, William Dazzler, superintendent of schools. Any discussion? All those in favor? I need a motion to authorize William Dazzler, the superintendent of schools, and Matthew Crum, business manager, to make transfers within and between major budget categories.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? I need a motion to approve Matthew Crum, business manager, as the 403B liaison.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? I need a motion to approve Matthew Crum, business manager, as the purchasing agent, as recommended by the superintendent.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Need a motion to approve the appointment of Linda O'Keefe as the claims auditor and authorize the bonding of $275,000 as recommended by the superintendent.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. I need a motion to appoint the law firm of Ferrer and Forenza as school attorneys as recommended by the superintendent.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? I need a motion to appoint Community Memorial Hospital for school physician services as recommended by the superintendent.
Second.
Any discussion?
So, we don't have that. Will we have a specific person?
We
moving
hope to
forward?
have in my conversations with the new CEO, we're hoping to appoint a specific entity to be our school.
This past year, Dr. Gamora was the acting.
Correct.
Good question.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I need a motion to designate the Mid-York Weekly Observer Dispatch as the official newspaper for the school district as recommended by the superintendent.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? I need a motion to designate NBT Bank, Community Bank, or HSBC as depository for school funds as recommended by the superintendent.
Oh, second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
I need a motion to limit the maximum amount of wire transfers at $1 million.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? I need a motion to appoint William Dazzler, superintendent of schools, as the Freedom of Information Officer.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. I need a motion to appoint Mark Arquette and/or Matthew Crum as Title IX compliance officer.
Second.
Any discussion?
Question. Mine says Heather Thomas.
Mine
as
says
well.
Heather as well.
Mine says all three. Mark, Heather, and Matt.
Should be on.
It should read all three.
I thought we did.
So I need a motion to amend this one to include a motion to appoint Randy Freeman, Director of Facilities, as a special designee, as recommended by the superintendent.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? I need a motion to appoint Christopher Rogers, Director of Technology, as the district's Data Privacy and Protection Officer, as recommended by the superintendent.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I need a motion to approve Matthew Crum, Business Manager, and Debbie Curley, District Clerk, as Records Access Officers, as recommended by the superintendent.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
I need a motion to appoint William Dowson, Superintendent of Schools, as the Records Management Officer.
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
I need a motion to appoint William Dowson, Superintendent of Schools, and Matthew Crum, Business Manager, as members of the Madison Oneida Health Plan Consortium.
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I need a motion to approve the certified substitute teacher rate of $95 per day, uncertified teacher $85 per day. And for all retired teachers, a per diem rate of $105, substitute teacher aide $12.50 per hour, with the subsequent changes to minimum wage, if any.
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I'm going to assume that this keeps us in the range of
Yeah.
the rest of the.
Other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
We're at 2.33. I need a motion to authorize William Dowson, Superintendent of Schools, to approve staff conferences and to apply for grants, state and federal.
So moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
I need a motion to re-adopt the Hamilton Central School Board of Education policies in effect during 2020 and 2021.
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I need a motion to re-adopt the Hamilton Central School Board of Education annual required policies in effect during 2020, 2021.
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
I need a motion to authorize the following employees to use cell phones issued under the district paid service agreement: superintendent of schools, business manager, secondary and elementary principal, director of PPS, treasurer, head desk driver, and director of facilities.
Second.
Any discussion?
Did we add one, or was that going to be last two?
Was that last?
Any other discussion? All those,
Or I, if we, it was at,
No, not everybody does. We offer. Correct. Yes.
Great. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Oh.
Aye. I need a motion to approve the secondary and elementary student code of conduct as recommended by the director of PPS, secondary and elementary principals.
so moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor? I need a motion to approve the following school board meeting dates for 2021, 2022. Discussion? Debbie, are any of these
Aye.
Meeting will start at 6:30 PM, sorry. All right, so now we're into adding people into motions. So,
You should state that we're going to be in person or virtually. So,
okay. For school board meetings, the meetings will start at 6:30 PM and we will be held, be held virtually or in person in the professional development room located here next to the superintendent's office. And it will be posted as to which location, when the agenda goes live. I am going to list names and then we can discuss, so I'm just gonna start it that way, just to get this.
We're talking about 2, 3 now.
Yeah. I need a motion to appoint, Jennifer Jones as the board education, representative to the elementary steering team, and Corey Duclos as a representative to the secondary steering team.
I'll second that.
Nobody first.
Oh, I'll first then. I'll move.
There you go. Somebody else can second.
I'll say.
Okay, discussion. I just picked, to throw it out there to get the discussion going, I just picked the two that were in it last year. So please, if you guys have other thoughts or hopes, we can discuss that.
Let's start with second.
He's got his mask on.
He's hiding.
You want to do secretary? Look, sound like you went on last year.
How about Jen? Your feelings and
Do either of you want to do that? Again, I don't mind continuing, but, more than happy for somebody else.
I'm good.
I wanna do a lot of push in some other areas, so I'm more than happy to.
The times will be an issue.
Would you like me to do that?
Are
So
you
that
okay
you
doing
can,
that?
yeah, so
Yeah.
that you can focus on other things. I'll do that.
So I need an amendment, to change Jen. Yeah,
So, two. Okay, my signature.
It's been a while since you've been in the elementary world.
It's been a long
Help
time
you
since.
kind of understand how the elementary school is working these days?
Yeah, I mean, I'll do elementary. I think it's not a bad thing. So, yeah, you've got kids everywhere, so.
so I need an amendment to put Alexander Zodiac's name for the elementary position. A motion to amend. Great. All those in favor of the amended motion? Aye. Good. I'm gonna just do the same thing on all of these, just to get started. If I can put myself? I can, right? All right. I need a motion to appoint Michelle Jacobson as the board representative for the Hamilton Foundation.
Or move, or
I'll second.
Discussion? Again, I've just been picking what we had last year, but I've enjoyed working with them. I think we have a good relationship, but it doesn't mean that somebody else would enjoy it or have a good relationship. So their meetings typically are in the evening on Monday or Tuesday.
I'm happy in that role.
Yeah.
Good with that.
Good. Okay. All right. All those in favor? I need a motion to appoint William Maslin, superintendent of schools, Harry Jarko, Corey Duclos, and Travis Ames to the policy subcommittee.
I'll move.
Discussion? I think my biggest discussion is you guys did an amazing job plugging through so much this past year. And I'm really excited if we pass this see how far we can get, because we need to clean up and tackle a bunch of stuff, and you guys really had a great thing going. So.
By the middle of the year, we got a very good method going. It still needs tweaking.
Yeah.
But I think we're gonna be able to get quite a few done this week.
Everybody still on board?
Has anyone talked to Harry? Is Harry still good? Okay.
Okay, well, thank you all.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
And all those in favor?
Aye.
I need a motion to appoint, I guess so. Jen Jones and Michelle Jacobson as co-representatives to the School Board Institute.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Discussion, I totally just your names up there again.
Is this something else you want to let
Yeah,
go on, to focus on?
It doesn't matter. I did go to all the meetings last year. I think I've made decent relationships with them, so I don't mind.
Okay.
Would anybody else like to do this? Is this a place that,
I had a hard, at the time, the meetings almost never lined up in a place that were good for me, so.
or is this something that grabs you? We were
No,
gonna do the
Jen.
co-representatives.
I don't want to misspeak for you, but we're okay
Yeah,
with
no,
it.
I'm good with staying on. I think like Jim Van Warren, I have become good for.
Name, but only because I didn't know who else's name to throw out there, to get the discussion rolling, but I am okay if this is something that you would like to do.
Responsibilities are, how many meetings there are.
So there's typically 4 throughout the year. They're usually held in New Hartford at the BOCES out there.
Yeah, I can do that.
So I'd like to amend the motion to include Jen and Corey.
I'll move.
Second.
All those in favor of the amended motion?
Aye.
Aye. I need a motion to appoint Alan Larson as the Board of Education representative for the governance manual.
I'll move.
Second.
Discussion?
I'll keep that. I've been trying to tweak it as this year went on.
Thank you.
Okay. Everybody good with that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I need a motion to appoint Corey Duclos as the Board of Education representative for the community events section.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Discussion, again, sorry, Corey, just renaming it.
That's all right. I don't know what this is either.
Well, you were at last,
Yep.
so.
I was. Oh, well, we just didn't have any community events. That's why.
I think we discussed adding this to make sure that there's representation. Like you wouldn't be the one to go to all of them, but just to make sure that there's representation at all the community events from one of us. I think.
I think so too.
Yeah, I'm happy to do this.
Okay,
Unless anybody else is really eager.
I'm okay with
I think we're all allowed to go to events if we want.
Right.
yeah. All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye. I need a motion to appoint Jen Jones as the NISBA advocacy liaison as board representative.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Again, Jen, I just renaming it.
I'm happy to stay on, but again, I'm still learning, so if anyone has a bigger foot in there than I do, I'm more than happy to let you take reins.
Corey, is this anything that you're interested in? I don't want to put all of it on you either, but.
Yeah, I think I've got enough for now. I think Jen did a great job. I learned a lot from what she told us, so.
Yeah. I do too. We don't mind that.
No, I'm fine.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I need a motion to adjourn the reorganization meeting.
I'll move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And Corey, before we move into the regular meeting. I just wanted to say congrats and enjoy your family time.
Yeah,
Thanks. I'm gonna leave you the rest of you. I caught up with Bill, and I'll be sure to watch the recording of the whole video so that I put in my time just as much as you did.
Enjoy the time with your family.
Thanks, Corey.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.
I'd like to call, call the July 12th meeting to order at 7:01. Any additions to the agenda? And yes, there's two. Bill?
Yes, so I would like to add 6.1, a resignation and an appointment.
Okay, let me just find it on here. Start.
Under personnel.
And I would like to add, under executive session, employment of particular individuals. And can I have a motion to approve the agenda as amended? Any discussion?
Sorry, I'm gonna discuss something. Is it possible to add a standing agenda item again? I know it was in there, for just advocacy updates. I think we had it as like 7.4.
No, that's a different
That's
one.
different, yeah.
So you want another one? You want that every month?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else? All set? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I need a motion to approve the minutes of the June 10th regular meeting.
I'll move.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? We need the consent agenda, which, Debbie, what are we running through?
3-1 to 4-1.
Okay. So I need a motion to approve the consent agenda, which includes 3.1, 3.2, and 4.1.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
It's got 2 more policies on there, so, we're getting through them.
Awesome. Great work, guys. Other discussion, are we all set? All those in favor? And now we're at public comment. So, as we have a few people watching, if anybody has anything, please put it in the chat window. If we don't get to it at this moment, we will get to it in our second participation, so please just add to the chat now, and we'd love to read your comments. I see nothing at the moment, so again, if anybody has anything, please type away and we will get to it shortly. I need a motion to accept the resignation of Holly Haig, Holly Haw, as building maintenance helper effective August 31st, 2021.
Second.
Discussion would be an executive session. All those in favor? Debbie, can I do all the appointments of the people in one?
You can. Okay.
So I need a motion to approve Holly Haw, Mackenzie
I'll move.
I'll second.
No, I was gonna ask you
Yeah.
to, so to clarify what Holly's new job
Sorry,
title
yes.
is.
Holly will be full-time bus driver.
As well. Okay, thank you. I was gonna say clarify that.
Any other questions about the appointment?
No.
All of those in favor?
Aye.
And then I need a motion to approve a leave of absence for Frank Mazzio, effective April 1st, 2021.
I guess I'll second.
There you
If you move. Sorry.
go. Any discussion would be an executive session. All those in favor?
Aye.
I need a motion to approve the recommendations of the CPS. Yes.
Oh.
Second,
I'll second.
discussion would be an exec session. All those in favor? Aye. 6.3 is a discussion item, the evaluation process for the superintendent.
Well, did we skip a couple?
Yeah, she did those all in one.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that.
Yep.
Sorry.
That's okay. I'd rather be caught now than miss something. So the discussion, this past year, we had, a document that kept us in line with a basic timeline. And I was thinking that that worked quite well. We did a mid-year review. We did an end-of-the-year review. We adjusted as needed because of COVID things, but hopefully we don't have to adjust as much in the future. Did that timeline seem to work for everybody? And the other piece of that is we need to discuss, the evaluation tool, which we use next, right? No. What's the name?
The next
The
one.
NISBA tool,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
As I said, I was like, hey, is that it? Is that the tool that you would prefer to use again?
I think it's worked well.
I think it's worked well as well.
Yeah.
So, and we also have been using, super evals for the evaluations, which again, I think has been working well, for the superintendent piece. So if everybody seems to think that those things ran smoothly last year, we can move forward with them this year. Again, this is just a discussion, we don't have to vote on any of the pieces, it gives us the ability to talk about it.
Bill, do all of these evaluation methods jive with our policy?
Yes. Yep.
I'm good. I was referencing policy 3022, which covers this. And we're good.
Great. I'm just pulling it up, we can be pulling it up, but. Great, thanks Travis, I really appreciate you keeping an eye on the policy. I lost my spot, there we are. I need, another discussion, look at that. The district emergency response plan for 2021-2022 school year needs to be reviewed and discussed. It's also moving on the August 4th agenda as an action item. So currently it's just discussion, I'm going to turn it over to Bill.
So, we started to do some work this year with one of our board goals was a safety and security audit. So we did a little bit of work on that, not as much as we would like to do, but that needs to be melded into our safety plan. So that'll be included into that, and that will be encompassing our district safety plan. So we need to discuss that and really put together a solid plan for next year.
I read through this, it looks great,
Mhm,
a lot of work.
mhm.
So what do you need from us as a board moving forward?
Just some suggestions, if there's things that you think are missing, please indicate and let me know.
Well, thank you to everyone that put all this hard work into.
Anything else at this time that you need to talk about for it? I don't wanna hurry us off of emergency response plan, but I also don't know there's nothing yet, but. Kevin, if you can't hear me at some point, will you tell me?
Yeah, it's definitely not a great sound connection. I can hear most of what everybody's saying, but I do have to lean in close, but I can decipher pretty much everything.
Right, I just realized I was talking this way, so that's why I thought I'd ask, but just yell at me if I get quiet.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's the direction of what you're talking doesn't really change. It's just, I just, the sound is, I don't know if it's with the mass or if it's just, you know, the distance, I don't know, but it's definitely at times difficult to hear what's being said.
Okay, thank you. Any other discussion here?
So you said there's a board action will come in the future?
No. Okay. Now, I need a motion to approve the following summer curricular development projects as recommended by the director of PBS, the principals, and the superintendent.
I'll second.
Discussion?
This is really exciting stuff.
It really is, a lot of great work in the process and
Yeah,
in the coming weeks.
yeah, thank you to all of you. All those involved.
Thank you.
Great work, everybody. All those in favor?
Hi.
Aye. That brings us to the administrator's report. This month and possibly next month will be verbal and we'll go back to writing, just because there might not be as much. If you can have writing, great, next month, but in September, we'll definitely go back to writing.
And if there's anything major, would that be in writing and print if we needed to look over everything in preparation?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like reopening plans.
Right, yeah. Okay,
Updated DOH guidance.
sounds good.
Maybe.
So Kevin's the
Alright.
furthest away, so Kevin gets to go first.
Great.
Right?
Do you hear me okay?
Yep.
I didn't ask on your end if you could hear me okay, but. So, you know, we've been busy doing a bunch of things. First, we hired a new special education teacher. We're in the process of doing that. We had interviews and I think we found a really good candidate that we'll recommend at the August meeting to you. So that was a bit of a process. The summer work has started. Through my department, there are two separate curriculum projects that we're working on. One is there's an SEL project. It's a 2-day project with my SEL team, which is teachers, counselors, school psychologists. We're reviewing data from our DESA this year. The final DESA, which is giving at the end of the year. Just in case you've forgotten, the DESA is a SEL universal screener that we give to, that all students are rated on pre-K through 12. The data from that will be used to help us this summer to explore systems for support for RTI through SEL, social emotional learning. We will determine what our needs are based off that DESA and also help us to possibly purchase programs. And we're looking at pre-K through 8 as our target area. In building the middle school and the high school is trickier, as Mark and I have discussed this, because you kind of have to plan that out 2 years in advance, or at least a year in advance, because when schedules are made, it's tricky to, they're already made, to buy into a program, and then, how do you deliver that when you've already have, curriculum and your courses already in place? So you kind of have to map that out, a year in advance. So we'll be looking ahead for high school as possibilities for this year. But we're looking right now at a pre-K through 8 kind of systematic approach to SEL. That we would like to have some sort of program that we buy into to support our students where those needs are. CASEL is an organization that compiles information on social emotional learning each year. They add to it, and it kind of defines where the strengths are in each of the programs. So we'll kind of match those strengths up with where our needs are. My special education team will have a 1-day retreat. We've designed an agenda around, it's really around consensus building more than anything. But we're also going to do some relationship building and some trust building, because I think those things are important when you're working with families that have high stress levels. So we'll do some work with that. We're also going to look at our aid staffing and, what students qualify for aids, a justification form for that. How do we progress monitor the aids that students have? And then, what kind of fade plans do we have? So we don't want a student that keeps an aid from kindergarten all the way through 12th grade. So, how do we fade that aid out for that student? So what are the plans for that? We're looking at 504 referral process, least restrictive environment, progress monitoring and benchmarking. The idea of retention, is this something that we really want to dive into and learn more about. Our summer services, many other things that we have on the agenda. I was just kind of reading from it. So the special education team will have a 1-day retreat. Heather and I know Heather's probably gonna talk about this, but we did a new teacher orientation. I won't steal her thunder on this probably, but it went really well. Both of us taught different parts. I taught our new teachers about thinking strategy instruction. So it's really the idea of that we can shape how students learn, and we can improve upon their abilities to learn. And there's a roadmap to do that. So we did about an hour and a half work with the new teachers on that, gave them a lot of resources to work with. I also, at the new teacher orientation, talked about what the director of PPS does and the different pieces and parts to that position. So that was, now Heather will probably talk more about it. It was a real successful, I thought, day and a half with the teachers. So, lastly, really just shoring up like all of our aids and our BOCEs and other runs that we have for buses in the summer was a really tricky part. Resources were limited, but I think we've pretty much shored up all of our runs with the aids and the buses, but that's also been very busy. So just a few of the things we're doing.
Great. Thank you so much. Anybody have questions for Kevin? Mark?
Okay, so since the last time we met, we've had final exams, Regents exams, graduation, FPK awards, athletic awards, and summer school start. So,
Been busy, I know.
so final exams and Regents exams were really unique this year. And a lot of thanks to the counseling office for helping to organize something that was more difficult this year to deliver than previous years. And part of the reason was, with the cancellation of some of the Regents exams, more people were doing final exams. And because of the environment that we were in, we felt that final exams were a better indicator for us of how our students did with the material that they were able to cover during the COVID school year. So that would give us better data on, did the students learn what we went over in class this year? So everyone was giving final exams. Traditionally, not as many people give a final exam because they would have the Regents exam that they would give. And so the scheduling, the complexity of the scheduling in order to meet all of the individual student needs when it comes to testing accommodations was huge. It was huge. And it was on top of trying to catch up on making the master schedule for next year. And so a lot of things came out of the counseling office at the end of the year that they had to work really hard at in order to get it put together. And then all the teachers as well taking on different administrative roles and giving the exams and everything. So a lot of work, but it went well. It went well. You know, the kids were where they needed to be. Tests were taken. You know, the kids probably say, well, I didn't want to take the test, but they were in the right place, right time, and everything went, you know, as smooth as we could expect. Regents exams went off as well. It'll be interesting to look at some of the information that we get from the Regents exams. One of the bigger things that I'm going to look at would be not necessarily, you know, mastery level and things like that when it comes to the Regents exams themselves, but more of a comparison between different schools and how Hamilton stacked up with everyone in a COVID environment. The Regents exams this year, we didn't really know what to expect. Are they going to change them a little bit or not? No, they're full Regents exams like you would normally give in a normal year. So, but some of the initial scores, like ELA, for instance, is a, you know, skills-based course, and you can see that, you know, our students are doing well. So throughout the summer, we'll look at that and see what we can gather from it. Graduation went off. Thank you to everybody involved for putting it together. The weather cooperated with us. The student speakers did an awesome job. The band chorus did an awesome job. If you haven't heard Mr. LePage's commencement speech, please go online and listen to it. It's one of the best I've heard. He did a wonderful job, so I think everything went well. And again, thank you to everybody because it did take a lot to put that together. Afterwards, I think we were out by like 10 o'clock. All the tables were picked up, the stage was completely disassembled and brought to the garage. All the balloons were taken off of the stadium, so a lot of hands at work. And then the next week, FFA awards and athletic awards. FFA awards, it was awesome. You know, the kids run it, and they do just an awesome job of organizing everything, going through the different steps of the ceremony, and making sure that they're, you know, on cue, speaking well, up in front of everybody. So they did a wonderful job. I wasn't able to attend the athletic awards, but that was the following day. And then high school, summer school started the week after that. It was the week after? No, after 4th of July weekend. And there was a bit of a twist right before 4th of July weekend hit, because this year seems like always last minute we're going to throw something in there to kind of shake things up. Initially, our students were going to attend Morrisville Eaton, so this year they split it up. So some districts were going to VBS, some districts were going to be going to Morrisville Eaton. And last minute, a science teacher, they didn't have a science teacher at the last minute. And we have some students that do need science credit, so we scrambled a little bit, but we ended up getting them enrolled into the VBS program, so they're able to attend over at VBS. A little bit of difficulty would be the transporting part, but we've kind of figured that out. So we're going to bring them over in a van, and we're going to figure out who's driving here and there. So all of them? 5 of our summer school students that needed the science credit moved over into VBS. So because of the small number, we're able to use the van, and it seems to be working out. So that went through and seems to be going well. So we have some students at Morrisville Eaton and some students at VBS. And then middle school, summer school started today, along with elementary summer school. So we're still kind of working through that, but we're off and running.
Does anybody have questions for Mark?
I can go with the question. The senior slideshow, is that like open public anywhere?
I'll have to check, see, and then we get it on the webpage.
Yeah,
I don't have it. We got to share it with you. But I'll talk to Mrs. Lehman and see.
It's always the sappy part. So
Yeah.
Thank you.
I can say that I heard from several people about graduation, and the setup, the way the seats were, everything from top to bottom was, I never heard a negative. And sitting there, I didn't see a negative either. And you couldn't have ordered a better night. So well done on the weather and everything else. But I just wanted you to know the word on the street was things very good. Heather, welcome to your first meeting.
Oh.
Thank you.
So we wrapped up the year, it seems like a year ago we wrapped up the year, but it wasn't that long ago. And I'll just list off, just like Mark did some of the events, we had field days, which was really, really, positive for the students. So it was, again, the weather cooperated, we were really happy that, the students could be outside and participate in all of the activities that Carrie Stoddard had planned, which, you know, just a really positive for, both adults and students alike. I think it was just a really nice way to celebrate the end of school. We also did final report cards. We had a recorded chorus band orchestra concert. We developed class lists for the 21-22 school year, and we planned the summer school program all towards the end of June. I'll pick up where Kevin left off about new teacher orientation. It was really important to me that we connect with our new teachers early on at the beginning of the summer, so that they had some contact people within our district that they could informally reach out to ask questions, do research on their own, think about some of the different curriculum pieces and assessment pieces that we offer here, and just give them a really good overview of what our philosophy is here at Hamilton. So huge thanks. In the morning, Audrey Miller presented a workshop on reading, writing, and did an amazing job of that, gave out lots of resources for them. Capri Trevisano also presented on Horton Gillingham, and really, I learned a lot, and that was really exciting to hear a lot of the work that she has done. She's also been working on a kind of an additional program through, I can't remember the college, but I know it's a Southern College on dyslexia, and so I'm really looking forward to her sharing more of her knowledge with us this year as an entire staff as well. And then I provided a tour and some general information about curriculum with the teachers. Renee Merck picked up in the afternoon and did work with classroom management strategies, which I think for new teachers is always challenging, and so she did a really nice job with that. And Kevin took the half of the second day and brought us back around to thinking strategies, which is something that we really dove into years ago. I think a lot of teachers that are here now really infuse that within their instruction, and so it was nice to give new teachers kind of a taste of our old professional development that we, learned all those years ago. So I was really, really happy, and thank you, Kevin, with how everything turned out that day. The teachers also met their mentors and some other people in the building so that they could reach out and, feel supported as they transition into their new positions. And met each other too, which is really important. Today we kicked off summer school. I was really happy with all the students that signed up, came, with the exception of maybe two, and they were at other obligations. I would say I want to knock on some wood here, but I think it was a great day because we're really happy to come. I love what we've planned as a PBL philosophy, and I kind of put together a makerspace last week, which the kids are very, very excited about using. So I'm really interested in focusing and experimenting this summer with creativity, imagination, and really design a space that students can come in and work in just very open-ended, design, a lot of science, a lot of math, and the focus as well as literacy. So in one of the classrooms, they decided that already, they voted and decided that they want to build a mini golf course, which is really exciting. So, and they have so many ideas, and so, each of the partnerships is going to build their own hole, and it's just so much fun to see them really jumping in and buying into that. We're also going to be doing in summer school, Sherry Howe has worked with teachers to build in, I think it's called the ABCs of emotional learning, or the emotional learning ABCs. So, and we're going to kind of test that out a little bit this summer too, and to look at some SEL curriculum pieces there. So I know one of the other classrooms jumped right in with a lesson in that today, so that was neat to see too. So talk a little bit about the makerspace. The makerspace is something I really hope will continue on into into the school year with really students, taking ownership of it, really kind of designing it, adding in some technology pieces, looking at, making it very much student-led. So it was fun to pick that up. At the end of July, we're looking forward to our new teachers, and our returning teachers attending a Regional Science Next Generation 2-day conference, from BOCES. So, really, and they're excited about it too, so really looking at science curriculum. So we keep reminding ourselves that we can only do, we're gonna be doing math curriculum intensive over the summer. I think a lot of teachers wanna do everything, myself included, wanna do it all, but, we're excited that the regional, BOCES is offering the opportunity to get together and talk about science curriculum too. So we're gonna jump on that. I think that's pretty much what we've done.
So where is the makerspace?
It is in room 173. It's across the hall from Audrey and Althea's room. It's in that classroom right there. So yeah, if you pop in and I just love it. And on a side note, if there's other pieces, I'll put a little a piece out there. Like if you have any kinds of things that you are going to be throwing away that you think maybe we would enjoy, please feel free to donate to us. So all kinds of anything really. So.
And sign us up for mini golf.
I want to play mini golf.
Totally. I am so excited. They were so excited.
We are so happy to be the guinea pig on that.
I will definitely, I promise you a photo of them putting this together. So they were really excited.
As far as the list of things that you could use in that makerspace or things that we could think about, like I don't know what types of things you mean. So if you could come up with an idea and then maybe that could be a post on Facebook.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea.
Or something so that
Yeah.
people, I just cleaned a bunch of stuff out of my house.
Yeah.
I still have some more stuff to clean out, but I don't want to give you my junk.
Yeah.
I want to give you things that you can use.
Yeah.
So I need an idea, is it just, should I save all my toilet paper rolls or, or are those not things you need?
Yeah.
So things like just giving us some ideas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or you're gonna end up with a lot of stuff you don't want.
Yeah.
So if you could just
I can do
kind of
that
make a
for sure.
list.
Yeah.
Because I think those are things that people would love to be able to help.
Yeah.
And, I've put another bin in my space so that I can remember to put it in there and bring it.
Absolutely, yes. But definitely the traditional paper towel rolls and egg cartons. So that is something we just don't have of, but so that would be great to have some of those things.
Yeah,
But
egg cartons really you don't recycle them anymore, so
Yeah.
I would love to give you my egg
Yeah.
cartons, because right now I just throw them away. So.
yeah, no,
So
that would
if
be
you were
great.
to provide a list out somehow,
Okay.
like I said, maybe that's a Facebook post,
Yep.
then that could be something that people could definitely help. And how and where to drop.
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you for that suggestion.
And how many are in, I didn't ask either of you really, but how many are in the summer schools?
We have 36.
Okay.
So in middle school, we have 10 definite yes. We have some we're still waiting for calling to try to entice them to come out.
Okay. And high school?
High school has 16.
Just curious.
How is that relative to typical years?
I think that's pretty average, right?
Elementary too?
I think we have a few more, Kevin, right? In elementary, summer school, 36 is a few more than what typically we have. A little bit
Yeah,
more.
it actually is. Generally, we end up inviting about 50 kids or so, and about half of those, or maybe a little more. I'd say around 30 is about an average number for summer school kids. So we're actually doing quite well this year with 36.
Mark, is the state doing a August Regents?
So that's important because if you get the credit, you're good to go for graduation requirements. So it's important that, like there are science kids, that you get the science credit this year.
Fair enough. Now that brings us to Chris.
Since we last met, I've been spending most of my time supporting these initiatives that my colleagues have been talking about here this evening. I can echo the sentiments about graduation. I can talk about the graduation stream that we did. I really think this year our live video production has really turned a corner. and now we pretty much live stream every event that we have at this school. You know, and it's just getting better and better all the time. So, you know, we live streamed the graduation and the sports awards and the FFA banquet. We had 70 to 75 viewers watching the graduation live. And it was pretty neat that, you know, they were sharing comments, congratulating specific kids, and saying where they were from. And it just adds an interesting element to the whole experience, really. And then, you know, of course, you can go back and watch it online again later. So I think that that's really positive. I can't remember what the date of it was. We did the 5th grade graduation as well. Was that after our last meeting?
Yes, that was the
Yes.
last week.
Okay. So we did that as well, and then we had a lot of people attend that virtually as well. So I think all of those things sort of make the positive things we do more accessible to more people. You know, grandparents from other states are able to participate in some way. So all that stuff is really, really positive. And then the next thing, the new thing that's taking up a great deal of our time is, of course, the inventory. And we had all of our equipment basically distributed to all of our students, so we are bringing that all back into the house and cleaning it all, counting it all. We're almost there. We still, if anybody is watching this evening, there are a number of our devices still out there. You know, I don't think anybody is sort of maliciously holding these. I think that maybe they're under your bed or something. But before I start sending out targeted phone calls, please return your Chromebooks, please. But we're pretty close. Just a few left that need to turn those in. We've got some more. I'm really excited about all the professional development opportunities that are coming up this summer, but we've got some professional development on the Promethean boards that are outfitted in every classroom now. We have a trainer, a professional trainer from the company coming in at the end of August. I just sent out the registration for all teachers that are interested to participate in that. So that's where we are.
Chris, and that training was recommended by the staff, correct?
Yeah, the professional development committee, we had a couple of meetings, and you know, they specifically requested that, so we were able to get that and provide that for them. It'll be a whole day of training, both large group and breakout sessions. I met with the trainer virtually. She's a former educator for a long time, math expert that Promethean sort of snapped up and hired, so I think it's going to be a nice training for everyone.
Any questions for Craig?
Of the 2 or 3, how do you pronounce it, Promethean boards that were overlooked, have they come in yet? Or?
Yep, they're here. I'm working with Randy. You know, we kind of put them on the back burner when we were getting ready for graduation and everything, but they're here, they're ready to be installed.
So does every class have one now?
Yes, they will once those are installed.
One system.
Yep.
Wow.
And that was a big push from the Smart Schools Bond Act, is how we were able to highlight that. And now it's good because if teachers have to move, and they'll be able to separate into the next room, equipment's all the same, and they'll be able to get right out the ground.
Now, remind me, have they replaced the smart boards, or are they in a different spot in the room, or?
So they've replaced the smart board. So there are still a couple of rooms. We have a couple of very modern smart boards, just a handful. And those have not been replaced. They're very similar to Promethean models. If and when those go, we'll make them all uniform. But you know, the lion's share are all of these new Promethean boards.
Matt's not here, but I assume if there's anything specific, you'll bring that up. If not, we'll catch up with him next month.
Yeah, we'll catch up with you next one.
And so we move on to the superintendent.
Well, I'm happy to report that all of our administrators have either taken time or have scheduled time off this summer to relax and recharge and take care of family stuff, and so they well deserved. Yep.
Everybody.
What's really exciting out of Heather's report and Kevin, our new teacher orientation, I hope you picked up that we have professionals within the building that are training our own staff now. And that's exciting, and that's kind of a shift in the district that we're taking, is that we're taking advantage, I don't want to say take advantage, but we are utilizing the expertise that we have in the building to train our new people and to train each other. So it's kind of like a collaborative colleagues type of mindset, so.
And I have to say that I know another district has yet to contact their new employees, and their orientation isn't until September. And so there's these new teachers that are waiting and hoping to talk and hoping to learn and wondering what's going on. And so to hear that you guys have already done that and to provide a little bit of comfort before the summer, I think that's really great, so.
Some community partners updates, CNS, as you know, is in the building. So they're utilizing 5 rooms this summer because they have started the capital project next door. So they are in 3 rooms in the terrace level, and they're in 2 rooms in the, what we call the mega room. It's the old room that they used to occupy across from, from the music. So they have started their summer program, so they're in the building. Colgate men's basketball reached out, and they're kind of in a pinch as far as they had a summer camp, prospect camp. Their facilities were unavailable, so thank you to Randy Freeman and his staff, and with the help of Mark, got our high school gym cleaned out, so they're able to utilize our facility. So it's nice, they're very good to us, and it's nice to be able to give back and have that reciprocating relationship with them. Capital project update. Unfortunately, the COVID lack of supply has caught up with us. As you know, we're supposed to have all new door and door hardware put in this summer. The doors are not going to be delivered now until August 19th, which will not give them enough time to have all of the doors installed and cores installed by the time school starts. So we are working with our architects and the contractors. They'll be working second shift. They'll be working around our schedules, not to interfere with instructional time, but not all the doors and hardware will be installed by the time school starts. It's just not going to happen. So that's kind of an unfortunate setback, but we're going to have a new timeline, and once I have that, I'll share that with you from the architects. The United States Department of Education has granted NICED a waiver for ESSA accountability measures, so everything is status quo for the upcoming year. So as you know, we're a district in good standing, so those accountability measures will stand for next year, which means, if you remember, we're talking about increasing and putting a plan together to increase participation rates for the New York State assessments, our measures of interim progress, MIPS they're called, all those accountability measures have been put on hold. So everything is status quo for the upcoming school year, which is good. And then lastly, I'd like to have a discussion about the guidance from the CDC that was released on Friday, which we are being told should only be advisory at this point because the New York State Department of Health has not issued any official guidance to change our masking protocols, our mitigation protocols for summer school. The CDC put out on Friday that summer schools could follow the interim guidance that was released by the Department of Health in May, which says that masks don't have to be worn indoors if you're vaccinated. You can be 3 feet apart. Unvaccinated are required or highly recommended to wear masks. We met, Mark, Heather, and I, to talk about summer school, and it's our recommendation that we continue to mask for all of our students and not get into who's vaccinated versus who is unvaccinated. The guidance, the CDC guidance is only for summer school at this point. So we are taking the stance that we're going to require masks, period, for everybody, and not get into the whole divisiveness of who's vaccinated, who's not vaccinated. So we're being told that we'll have new guidance from the Department of Health within the next couple of weeks. We have a Department of Health, Madison County Department of Health meeting Thursday, and our regional superintendent's meeting Thursday. Those will be topics to be discussed. So, we've talked regionally, and most of the schools are staying status quo with masks for summer school. I just think it's the best thing to do at this point, and not get into that discussion. So as you heard from building principals and from Kevin and Chris, summer school is off and running. Kids are back in the building learning. Teachers are delivering instruction, so we're right back into it, and we'll start planning. As soon as we have guidance from the Department of Health and the State Education Department, we'll start looking at our reopening plans for the fall. We really don't know what it's going to look like. I'm pretty sure it's going to be 3 feet with masks, but I'm not going to speculate. And our stance has been we're only going to act on facts delivered by the Department of Health, and we're not going to speculate and make assumptions. So we'll wait till that guidance comes and then put together a reopening plan that meets the needs of everyone within our building.
Thank you.
Yep. Questions?
With everything that has been now repealed at the state level, the option for virtual learning no longer exists. Is that correct or is that incorrect?
That is incorrect.
Okay.
That's what we are holding our breath on right now to get guidance whether we are going to be obligated to deliver virtual instruction, or if the mandate is going to be you're open 5 days a week and you're either in or you're going to unenroll and homeschool, like the old pre-COVID requirements.
Right.
We don't know if there's going to be a virtual requirement. It's a huge piece, and there's a lot of planning that has to go into that. So, we are pushing, I know the DSs at the state level are pushing for that guidance to come out sooner than later, because there's a lot of planning that has to go into that. We have to gather feedback from parents. If there's going to be a virtual option, are you going to elect for that virtual option? How are we going to deliver that? As we talked about in our federal funding that we've earmarked some monies in case we have to deliver virtual instruction, we can hire somebody to deliver that.
Specifically to be a virtual.
Specifically to be a virtual teacher.
But only for elementary.
Only for elementary, yeah, because it's too hard for high school. And then we're looking at a BOCES option for our high school students. So I wish I had some.
Yeah.
It's hard to plan when you don't know.
Yeah, exactly, but we're getting used to it.
Yeah.
We're getting good at it.
You're really well doing
that.
At the end of the day, at this point, you've done it before, right? Like,
Yeah, right?
You know what you need to do this time, it's just a matter of.
Exactly. Yeah,
Good luck.
thank you.
Hopefully by our August meeting, you have a little bit better direction.
I hope so.
For your
I
sake,
certainly hope so.
more than ours,
Yeah.
but for your sake.
Yep.
Anything else for you, Bill, or questions for Bill? Now we're to knowledge sharing. Has anybody done any knowledge to share? Anybody have anything? Jen and I are going something with the law firm. Yes. At the end of the month. I don't remember what it is, but I'll look. We're going something.
We are,
You have to leave
Yeah,
update through
there we go.
fraud.
Yeah.
The
June
law school
27th is
conference.
There you go.
And so Jen
what's the
and I
date of
are,
it?
27.
the 27th. It's all more, no, the 29th, from 9 to noon. No, it's Thursday, the 29th.
July.
Yeah. So Jen and I'll drive out, attend, and then go home.
Where is it?
And
Skinny up.
Skinny Island.
Oh, what a shame.
I know.
Terrible.
So we'll be doing that. It's nice because it's the first in-person one we can do.
I know.
And it's fairly close, and so there's no hotels or any of that stuff. which is great. So we'll have more to share after that. Anything else on that topic? That brings us to I can't say the word, advocacy.
So just a quick reminder that, I don't know if anyone has had a chance to look at law material, but any proposed resolutions are due this Friday. So anybody has any feedback on any of that, just let me know and we'll get that submitted to Ms. Webb.
Public participation, anybody, no, please type in the box and let us know you're there. I had written a while ago, I've seen no comments, so we'll give everybody just a minute and hope that maybe somebody else will get something. But if not, while we wait a minute, are we voting after exec session?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so we will come back on live, or how do we do that? Can we go back to the same feed?
No, you'll have to, launch a new one. But, people just go to the Hamilton page, they can find it there. The Hamilton
What page?
YouTube page.
I just want to make a correction too. The August 12th meeting, I may have to bump it back a week.
Yeah.
Because it depends on the tax roll and the tax levy and the equalization rates. Last year, we were really lucky and we had everything done by early August, but there's sometimes they couldn't be done until 2 weeks before we were able to pick up taxes. So just to give you a heads up that we can either have a meeting or a special meeting depending on that. So now, nothing's up. Which I don't expect it to be until first part of August, the equalization rates.
So I sent everybody meeting invites, mostly because I was doing them for myself, so everybody had to accept me 12 times. Sorry, but not sorry.
No, thank you. Save me from having to do it.
Debbie, you have permission to change those meetings, I just gave you access to that, and Chris, you have had that, so that you guys, they don't have to be my meeting, but I need them in my life. I'm a calendar person, so whether you guys wanted them or not, they're on your calendars now. But you guys, if Debbie, if we need to change that, you can just go into your calendar and adjust that one. Okay. Or you can go into my calendar and adjust, I don't know how it works, but feel free to do that. Or I can do it.
So we did have to change it. What are you interested in, like, the 19th, this week later?
Well, let's just see what your time frame is for those, and then we can,
Okay,
right?
yeah, I'll know more. I'll
Because I don't want to
check
pick a
it
date
tomorrow.
that
Right,
either we might not need, or,
we just have to take action on the tax levy, portion, and then once the board takes action on it, I can actually start the tax roll, but I can't give you the information.
then the following week, 15th,
Everything else is done.
Are you available, are you available that week?
Yeah, I can.
I cannot be, so I would miss that meeting, which is fine, but I just need to make sure she can.
Yeah, I'm here.
Debbie, did you say
First
that
meeting, it's
the
all
other
good.
possibility
Yeah,
is
you got
a
this.
special
I got
meeting?
it.
Yeah, we could do a
I'm
special
aware.
meeting, because honestly, it's just a matter of adopting the.
So we could do, if we had to, we could hold the regular meeting on the 12th, is that what it is?
Mhm.
And then we could always do a virtual meeting, even if only 3 of us can attend.
I don't know if we, I don't know if we can do virtual meetings.
Oh,
No,
we cannot.
Not anymore.
We cannot.
Oh, they waived the virtual?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do virtual,
Okay.
I mean,
everything.
what Corey did is okay, but we have to be here.
Yeah, that's true. That's it. Executive order.
So Corey's was like an exception.
Well,
Because
he-
he's not.
Yeah,
He posted that, but we're live. So
Right.
I understand. But we could always do a special meeting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, so nobody wanted to talk to us tonight. Somehow but anyways, we will be coming back, and Chris will post it to the Hamilton Central School YouTube page.
Correct.
So you can follow it, at some time or watch it at a later date, if you so choose. And I therefore need a motion to adjourn to executive session. The board will discuss the matters regarding to collective negotiations and employment of a particular individual.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And we can shut off for now then?
I needed to agree.
There. And our,
No, they're all set.
okay.
is the door to your office open, Bill?
Yes, it is.
Thank you, guys.